Marikka, thank you so much for joining us. This is Marikka Malm. She lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and she's a certified spiritual emergence coach. And I've invited her to speak about how she's using her certification in her work life right now. Marikka, thank you for joining us. And please let us know where you work and about the support group you're leading and the kind of feedback you're getting would be wonderful.
Thank you, Emma. Yeah, I actually just received my spiritual emergence coaching certification earlier this year in February. And since then, I have been hired on at a day program for adults who receive services under the state of Arizona. They're considered to have a serious mental illness. So basically, a lot of these people have had experiences with psychosis or some sort of psychotic episode, what we would call in mainstream psychiatry. But for many of them, this actually has been a confusing place for them to be because they felt that it was maybe a spiritual experience or is still a spiritual experience for them. And that hasn't really been honored up until now. So being able to start this group at this program, the name of the agency is called Recovery Empowerment Network. And we are a peer-run agency. And so basically what that means is from the CEO down, everyone has lived experience with mental health issues or substance abuse struggles. And basically there's other groups that are peer-run within the agency. And I'm lucky enough to have had the opportunity to offer the Spiritual Emergence group in this facility because a lot of the people coming to the group are so relieved and I guess just comforted to be in a space where they can explore more about what it means, spiritual emergence and spiritual emergency, what their stories have been. Even in the first day, I had a gentleman who talked about his experience and what he had always seen as, part of his psychiatric diagnosis. He then started using the term spiritual emergency because to him that made more sense what was going on with him. And so yeah, it's pretty amazing. People are giving me feedback that they're feeling more comfortable about their journey, about themselves, about just having a space to explore their spirituality, to get that support around their circumstances and their experiences in the past.
And you've told me that they feel somewhat relieved of the stigma of the mental illness too, because they have a different perspective. Do you want to say a little bit more about that and the feedback you've gotten?
Yes, absolutely. I guess that's probably a lot to do with my attitude towards it. And, for the past, for many years, I've decided not to really identify with a diagnosis, even though I continue to, get treatment and take care of myself. I just don't like to call myself a diagnosis. So having the opportunity to get into the community of looking at things under spiritual emergence, that kind of even gave me more support around, okay, well, if I can get out of that diagnosis, then I can get more into just getting to know myself and having a connection with my higher power, whatever that may be. And, really learning about who I am instead of being afraid of who I am. And that was really the main thing.
Well put.
That I see a lot of people now that are having that same experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's wonderful that you tell us more about it. You've also mentioned to me that you're working privately with some people, and I know that you're working full time, so that your private work is on top of that. Would you like to say something more about that and what kind of feedback you're getting from the people you work with?
Sure, I'd love to. So I started a business called Mental Miracles about a year ago, and my idea was to bring peer support more into the mainstream psychiatric therapy services, to market myself as a peer support in a different capacity. So I use the term integrative peer support because my personal journey has been using a lot of different modalities of treatment, and I also like to bridge the gap between if people do take psychiatric meds or they have that they can also use some naturopathic or more healing techniques, and they can do both and find what works best for them. So it doesn't have to be necessarily one or the other. Um, the feedback, I do have one client right now as a spiritual emergence coach, and I'm just getting great feedback from her on being able to have someone that can relate to her experiences and give her more support around what she's going through. And it's just been, I'm just really grateful to be working in this capacity.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate your sharing more of your own experience, and I think it will open some doors for people who are looking at possibly becoming a spiritual emergence coach, or maybe they've already become certified as a spiritual emergence coach and are looking for what they can do with it. So I really appreciate your sharing today, Marikka, and I look forward to updates as we go along. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. And
Thank you.
thank you.